The following is a paid commercial program paid for by American Real Estate Investments, LLC, and does not reflect the opinions or advice of KRLD or Intercom Media Corporation.
Are you wanting to invest in real estate? Get your cowboy hat on and let's talk passive income investing in the real estate market in North Texas. Here's your experts, John Larson and Johnny Collins, and your host, Amanda Guerra.
A very good morning to you, and welcome to the Real Estate Cowboys radio show. Hope you have had a good week. Hope you've had a good week. I'm Amanda Guerra, along with John Larson and Johnny Collins, and our goal of this show and every show is to teach you everything you need to know about real estate investing and what is your return on life. Okay, so John and Johnny have come up with a great topic for today's show. So we're talking about IRAs, 401ks, which normally sounds kind of boring. You don't really know where your money's going. So you, gentlemen, have a better option.
Yes, we do. It's called a self-directed retirement account, and that could be within a self-directed IRA or what we call a solo 401k or solo K on the streets. What you can do by self-directing your retirement account is you can have more control of where that money's going.
Basically, you can do what you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And so if you're somebody like me or Johnny, you can actually self-direct a portion or all of your retirement account to a self-directed account and put it in things like real estate. So single-family homes, multifamily projects, things like that. Now, of course, with an IRA investment or 401k investment, you can buy a house with it, but you can't use it. Okay, so you can't take your money and go put it into
it's still an IRA.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So your account is what's going to actually own the investment.
Sure.
All right. So no, you can't use the house. No, you can't buy a house for your kid or anything like that. But you can buy a rental property with it and cash flow off that rental property and put that cash flow back into your retirement account tax-free. And then if you decide to sell that asset one day, let's say it appreciated $50,000, $100,000, which in the Texas market, in the Dallas market, that's not unheard of.
Yeah,
exactly.
Very possible.
So let's say you sell that investment and cash in on some capital gains. You roll that capital gains right back into your retirement account tax-free.
What are capital gains at that point?
Well, yeah, exactly. So, capital gains, any profit made from selling the property outside of a retirement account, the IRS is going to come after that unless you take advantage of a 1031 exchange.
And the great part about it, you have somebody very special to come along, I guess a little bit later on in the show, and really give us some real detail about that.
Yes, we do. We have my good friend Ben Williams, who's also a Real Estate Cowboy. He is our Real Estate Cowboys IRA 401k self-directed account specialist.
Yeah.
So he comes with a wealth of knowledge. I can't wait to get him on here talking about these opportunities within a self-directed account. But yeah, there's a couple things inside a self-directed account that I really like, and my family actually practices it themselves, and that is buying real estate, buying single-family rental properties, and also lending money out of their IRA or 401k, because we believe that is the most passive option that you have. Because at that point, if you're loaning on someone's development or somebody's project, or even loaning to someone to fix and flip homes, it's very hands-free for you, right? Someone else is doing the work. They're paying you a fixed interest rate on the money. And then when they sell that asset, that's when you get your money back into your account. And then at that point, you're free to do whatever you want with it. You can reinvest it in private lending with the same group or another group, or, stick it into a single-family home, whatever it may be. But it's a very, very passive option, and it really does yield some much higher returns, much greater returns than what you can see in the stock market, which tends to be pretty volatile.
Which is really the point, right? That's really what we're doing today. We want to provide people a platform to where you'll just have options. There's nothing wrong with the stock market. I've got great friends over at Merrill, John McKenzie, and those guys. They're taking great care of me.
But it's going up and down. I mean, every day people are, how much have I lost in my 401k today? How bad is it today?
You never know. Just depending on how the conversations go on CNN today, it might fluctuate good or bad, sometimes. So you're right.
Once again, going back to, why I like owning real estate in a self-directed retirement account. If you look at the market as well, back in the early 2000s, 9/11, right? Bad time. Mm-hmm. My family lost a lot of money in the stock market at that time. Then you look back to the last global financial crisis that we had, right? Bad time to be in the stock market. Bad time to be in real estate, you know? But the thing about rental properties, okay, when the real estate market goes down, you don't need to panic. You don't need to sell, right? Because if anything, rentals are going to be in higher demand.
Yeah.
Fannie Mae's not loaning money for these people to go out and get, an FHA loan and things like that, a first-time home buyer loan. they're going to have their only option could be to rent. So if you're a landlord, a person that has an abundance of rental properties, you can weather that storm and still cash flow on these properties, pay your expenses, and still make some extra money while the market goes back up. You're in the stock market and the market crashes. I mean, you could lose your entire retirement.
Well, not only that, but you got to think about it. When the market crashes, interest rates go up.
Right.
So people's ability to qualify for more house evaporates. If you have a plethora of rental properties that you can afford to get people into or let people in, that you become a novelty. You become a really a commodity rather. In those times. So you got to be cognizant of that.
Absolutely. And I'm sure there's probably some listeners out there that are just saying, what is a self-directed IRA? How come I've never heard of this before?
Sure.
Self-directed IRAs have actually been around since 1974. This isn't some recent phenomenon.
Sure.
I just feel like people, they don't know about it. Their financial advisor at Edward Jones or Merrill Lynch, they're not telling them about it.
Well, why would they?
Yeah, exactly. They're not making any fees on a self-directed IRA, right? Yeah. They like to keep your money in the stock market and bonds and mutual funds and things like that. They need to make their money too, right? But, this, like I said, it's not a recent phenomenon. And what's just crazy to me is, there's $18 trillion in U.S. retirement accounts, and probably only 4% of that money is self-directed. And so what that tells me is just people don't know.
Yeah, and we've been taught. I mean, traditionally, we've been taught to put up, park our money in the stock market and let it ride.
Right.
I mean, that's just what we've been taught. When stocks, start to plummet, buy more. And
right.
It's just what we've been taught. I remember when we first really started rocking and rolling together, right, in business, and you all introduced this just kind of into your business plan, right? And you've had some great examples of people who have done tremendously well, right? Can you just kind of share a little bit, just kind of because I know you've had great relationships with these folks.
Well, Amanda's telling me we got to take a quick break, but I will touch on that when we come back. I'll give some great examples of some success stories of people who have self-directed the retirement account and bought real estate or done private money lending. So,
well, like you said, a lot of people just don't know about it, a whole self-directed IRA, which is why you guys are here to teach them about it. So coming up, we are going to talk to the Real Estate Cowboys expert, Ben Williams, who is our IRA 401k specialist, delve in a little bit more to this. In the meanwhile, if you would like to figure out how to get started in passive income investments, all you have to do is head to our website, go to realestatecowboysdfw.com. We'll be right back.
Did you know there are 6 different ways real estate pays investors? Are you interested in getting started with real estate investing but just don't know how? Investing in real estate can be challenging, especially if you don't have the time, experience, or resources to do so. At American Real Estate Investments, they do all the hard work for you. They're a DFW-based company that buys homes in great neighborhoods, professionally renovates them, and places business professional tenants in your property. With their program, you can start earning headache-free passive income and equity growth from appreciating values in the fast-growing DFW market. There is no better place in America to invest in real estate today. To learn more about how their investors are earning up to 100% returns or greater with their program, give them a call at 888-323-AREI or visit their website at areiusa.com. That's 888-323-AREI or areiusa.com.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Cowboys radio show. I'm Amanda Guerra along with John Larson and Johnny Collins. We've been talking to you today about self-directed IRAs and how you can utilize them when it comes to real estate. So, John, let's pick up where we left off.
Okay, we got Ben Williams now. He is our self-directed retirement account expert. He helps individuals and small business owners understand the benefits of self-directed retirement accounts. Ben is often invited to speak with the nation's top business and real estate experts all over the country. And before saddling up with the Real Estate Cowboys, Ben worked in the financial sector for 20 years. So he comes with a wealth of knowledge. Ben, thank you so much for being on the show.
John, I'm happy to be on the show. Thank you for the invite.
No problem, buddy. So I kind of briefly touched on, what exactly a self-directed retirement account is, but now we got a professional on the line here. So why don't you tell the audience exactly what is a self-directed retirement account, Ben?
Well, I'd be happy to. A self-directed, actually all retirement accounts are self-directed, but depending on where your money is parked, the custodians or trustees will only allow you to invest in certain sectors or where they kind of guide you to go. For example, like a Fidelity. Fidelity will go ahead and allow you to invest in mutual funds, stocks, variable annuities. But the IRS code says under self-directed retirement accounts or IRAs, depending on the custodian or trustee, you are limited to what you can invest, like real estate and other things. So a true self-directed IRA or a true self-directed retirement account allows you to invest in stocks, mutual funds, or real estate, or land banking, anything you really want to. And so I love self-directed retirement accounts because it really gives clients the options and more control. Because when I talk to somebody and they say I'm self-directed, I said, what are you in? And they say, well, I'm with Fidelity and I'm in the stock market. And I'm like, so where's your diversification?
Right. Okay, yeah. Ben, why do you think a self-directed account, why isn't it more popular? I mean, I just saw a stat, $18 trillion are in U.S. retirement accounts, and only about 3 to 4%, does that sound about right, of that money is actually self-directed?
100%. You're exactly. Those are numbers exactly. About 3 to 4% of all retirement accounts are only self-directed, because really you've got to understand, like somebody that holds your money, for example, Fidelity can go out and spend billions of dollars on marketing and getting people to, follow the green arrow or follow the green line. But a true self-directed retirement account, think about this. You are the one controlling that. So really the custodians are based, or trustees, they're the people that hold your money. And if when I'm speaking throughout the country, I might have someone in the audience, think they're very studious in the market, and I might say to them, your money's at Fidelity. Who holds your money then? And 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 times people will generally say Fidelity does. But Fidelity does not hold your money. Banks hold your money. And so you think about this. If I truly self-direct my retirement account, meaning that I have a retirement account, I roll it over so it's 100% self-directed, the bank that they choose, they're the ones that hold the funds. And then when it's time to invest in real estate or other things, I'm the one that is telling the bank where to move it to title or move it to escrow or something like that. I'm in control. So think about that. I mean, Fidelity, everyone, Schwab, they spend millions and millions of dollars per year just marketing. And so really the big companies try to smash the self-directed, taking control of your retirement, because they're losing hundreds of millions of dollars every year.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they're not making any money on it. So why are they even informing you that you can self-direct and put your money in things like real estate?
Yeah. In fact, when sometimes when we're working with a client and we're getting ready to educate them and kind of give them their options and have to call the financial advisor or the company they're working with, the advisor might say, well, that's against the law and you're going to basically get taxed and penalized. Then when that happens, we generally say, listen, we're going to actually get your compliance officer on the phone, because that's 100% wrong, and this is what the code says. The reason why you're saying that is because you're not going to get paid on an annual basis now off this portfolio, which is generally 1 to 2% per year that the advisor makes, regardless if the market goes up or down.
I get you. Okay, so here, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are listening to the show that are thinking to themselves, well, how do I even get started with this? Can you kind of just give an overview of just how you go about setting up a self-directed retirement account, what the process looks like, and is it easy to do? A lot of people are worried about, is there going to be a bunch of paperwork involved? And, is this an easy thing to set up, Ben?
It can be. It's not impossible. What I like people to do, and you've been in real estate for a long time, John. I've known you for a long time. How many people go out there and make mistakes and don't have someone kind of hold their hand through the process of, doing the paperwork, documents, and making sure everything's done on the real estate? The same side on the retirement side. There's a whole bunch of different retirement plans out there that are self-directed. If you're a business owner, you want to go a self-directed business plan, which gives you more options. If you're just, not self-employed, you just want a regular IRA, then that's great. But you really need to talk to, someone on the in the posse on the Cowboy side that's kind of going to watch your hand, hold your hand through the process, and be able to ask questions to identify what's the best thing for you. So, there's a whole bunch of different custodians out there, and when I go speak, I find out that a lot of times people are wanting, something, but the custodian that they talk to, they just send them the paperwork without asking questions. So our values are to inform people, educate them, and make sure they have the right team helping them to be successful. The same side on the retirement side. Mm-hmm. Make sure that you go online, go through the process, and contact someone from your team and be able to talk to us. And we do not charge anything. There's no credit card transaction. There's nothing. It's really education. We're never going to ask for a credit card or anything like that. We really help people understand what is best for them and be able to give them options instead of telling them what to do. They have to follow the green line. That's not what we believe.
Gotcha. What would you say, we kind of touched on some things already, self-directing your account, where your money's at, the custodian that's managing or that's holding the money for you. You're putting into potentially assets like real estate that you can see, touch, feel, right? Go drive by and check on. What are some other benefits of having a self-directed retirement account? I think you told me something about where a potential investor or a potential just person out there that wants to self-direct, they could use it to pay off debt. Is that true?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is true. That's definitely, something I like to talk to people a lot about is when I mentioned earlier, there's two kinds of retirement plans. There's a business owner plan and just a regular individual IRA. The IRS code allows, if you create a qualified retirement plan for your business, you fall under different rules. So I can borrow from myself, take a loan. I can hypothetically, let's just say I had, $100,000 in my retirement account. I rolled it over to this qualified retirement plan. I could take a $50,000 loan from that, and I could do that and use that money for whatever I want. I could go on vacation. I could pay down credit card debt. I like to use as leverage. And what I like to do is, let's just say that I wanted more leverage and I wanted more capital. I could use that to be able to, pay down my credit cards to get my FICO score up and my debt to income ratio down. There's no credit check or any personal guarantee with these plans. And these plans are in most big company retirement plans out there. So this is just something that's in the IRS code that people never, ever talk about. It's kind of like the self-directed retirement account. Only 3% or 4% know about it. It's about the same in this. There's only a small amount of people that ever talk about it because generally the broker or the financial company, there's no benefit to them. So why are they going to educate people that does not benefit them? It's the exact opposite of us on the on our team and our posse. We like to help people understand all the benefits in every kind of transaction.
Right. No, and that's awesome that you just provided a little bit more information on that I didn't even know about. And that's the benefit of working with a team like us, right? We'll tell you about that stuff. This is the stuff that Edward Jones and Fidelity and Merrill Lynch, they don't want you to know about, but we know these secrets. So if somebody listening to this program would like to take advantage of self-directing an account or learning more about how they could pay off debt with the retirement account, which is great, right? All they have to do is go to realestateCowboysDFW.com, just put your information in, let us know that you'd like to find more information out about self-directed accounts, and our team will reach out to you. Ben is a member of the Real Estate Cowboys as well, so our team will reach out to you with the necessary steps and information to get this process started. And then, Ben, just to close really quick, since this is a Texas show, what do you like about the Texas real estate market? What do you like about DFW? What do you like about Houston? Just really quick, 30 seconds. Let us know.
DFW is on fire. I like to get paid every month. And when I have my money and I have a performing asset like real estate, I know that I'm going to get paid every month from my renter or the person that I'm lending money to. And it's in essence, it's a set schedule. Unlike the stock market, well, if you see the market in the last so far this year, I don't get paid every month on that realized gain. The only time I'm realizing a gain is when I sell that a mutual fund or stock or whatever. It's not like that in real estate. I love real estate inside retirement accounts because it really allows people that are getting retired or they're going to retiring soon or need some kind of fixed income to be able to get paid every month. And there's always generally an exit strategy in real estate. In the stock market, it's kind of a hope and pray. Like, I hope this goes up, and I'm not sure if it will or not.
Great info, Ben. Great insight. And, folks, that's why Ben is a member of the Real Estate Cowboys. What a great asset he is. So thanks a lot, Ben.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sean. Have a good day.
Looking to complete a 1031 tax-deferred exchange and are needing financing for your replacement properties? Let Graham Parham at Highlands Residential Mortgage guide you through the process and make your 1031 exchange go smoothly and on time. As a seasoned investor, Graham owns several investment properties himself, and he can share with you the best way to plan your exchange. Graduate into a better property or properties and make use of leverage to obtain better cash flow and higher returns on investment. Highlands Residential Mortgage has one of the best in-house loan processes to deliver your loan on time and without any surprises. We are 1031 exchange friendly. Call Graham's toll-free direct number today at 855-326-6802 for your free mortgage consultation, or visit us online at texasinvestorloans.com. Highlands is an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 195724, located 1201 North Central Expressway, Dallas, Texas, 75234. Highlands Residential Mortgage, NMLS 134871, is not a financial advisor.
The following program has been paid for by American Real Estate Investments, LLC. All opinions expressed on this program are solely the opinions of American Real Estate Investments, LLC, and do not reflect the opinions of KRLD or Intercom Media Corporation. You should not treat any opinion expressed on the program as a specific inducement to follow a particular strategy regarding real estate financing or investment. And before acting on information on the program, you should seek advice from your own financial, tax, mortgage, or real estate advisor.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Cowboys radio show. Okay, John, so we've been talking about these self-directed IRAs. A lot of people didn't know about them. You said you have some great examples. If people are wondering, all right, convince me, how does this actually work?
Yeah, I got a couple examples of how the investments have worked for people. So, I mean, number one, you got to get your account self-directed, and Ben discussed how to make that happen. And Ben is the Real Estate Cowboy, part of our team that can make that happen, him and his team, and they make it really, really easy on you. So, number one, we got to get your account self-directed. We got to place some money in a self-directed account. But, I mean, I'll go as close to home as my grandmother. Coming out,
you got your grandmother involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So, coming out of the crash, I was still living in the Metro Detroit area. Yeah. Property values were just crushed.
Plummeting.
Yes. And so she was able to get in and buy 3 pretty solid rental properties. And I'd call them like a B class, maybe like $100,000 price point. She came in, got those, got them leased up, hired a management company to lease the properties, but renovated them, leased them, and just recently sold them.
Really?
Okay. So this was just this past summer, just sold them. So she held them for about 5 years.
Was she happy?
Well, she had some situations where there'd be a vacancy here and there, but nothing to where she was like, man, why did I do this? Disappointed. But she sold all 3 properties, okay, because now the market in Detroit is just like, the rest of the country. It's a seller's market, very low inventory. So this high demand is causing this increase in prices, right? So she asked a real estate agent friend of hers, hey, can you get an appraisal, tell me a broker's opinion on what these properties are worth. They had all appreciated $50,000 to $70,000 in value.
She was really happy with you then.
Yeah. So what she did is she planned to not renew the leases on the tenants, went in, spruced up the houses, put them on the retail market with her friend.
Sure.
They sold the properties. She got equity in each one. Let's just call it an average of $50,000 per property after commissions were paid and things like that, and rolled all that money back tax-free into her retirement account.
Self-direct.
Exactly. So not only did she cash flow on the properties with some rental income over that 5-year period, sold them at the end. Let's just call it $150,000 in tax-free equity, right?
For grandma. If grandma can do this, if you can teach grandma to do this, anybody can do it.
Was she a hard sale on the front end?
Honestly, she trusts her grandson, so hey, and honestly, all this stuff, it starts with trust, okay? Yeah, anytime you're going to work with a team, then this team's going to do something for you that you don't necessarily know the ins and outs about. There's got to be a certain level of trust, or we're never going to make this work, right? Yeah. So my grandmother trusted me, right? And look at what has resulted with her retirement account. So that's just one example.
We're going to have to get her on the show.
I know, and talk to her, and then we'll find out all the secrets. What I think, too, is I think it's the unknown for people. They think, I don't know anything about real estate. How am I supposed to get into it, or even a little bit? It's just trusting yourself, too. Trusting yourself, trusting the experts, and taking a chance. It's not that hard. You can do it.
Amanda, I think you hit the nail on the head. People have a hard time switching from Dish Network to cable, right? So let alone, get into the real estate industry, which is for most folks the biggest, financial transaction they'll ever have. So it can be a little intimidating.
Very intimidating.
And the whole point, I guess, of this show is just to make sure that we provide you a safe place, a safe place to first come and find out all of the information that you need so that you can make an informed decision based on your interactions with experts. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the goal of the show. And that's the goal of even, going to the Real Estate Cowboys DFW.com website. It's to find out more information. And it's also, take our investor quiz and find out what type of investor you are. Are you that single-family home investor like my grandmother?
Yeah.
Are you the private money person that wants even something more hands-off, right, and just collect that fixed rate each year? Are you a person that likes the idea of a vacation rental because you like to take vacations and spend time with your family, or you are retired and want a vacation property, and when you're not using it, you cash flow on it, right, because we rent it out for you? Go and take that test and find out what type of investor you are. Maybe you're all three. But that
I like
quiz
all
will
those
tell
ideas.
You. Yeah, really, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So do you have any more great examples of how this was worked for people?
Yeah, absolutely. So another great example I have is for a single-family residential land development that we did down in Houston. And on the last show, I was talking about all the great things that are going on in Texas and Houston and Dallas in terms of new single-family homes being built.
Sure.
We're leading the nation in that category. So huge demand from builders to build single-family homes because there's huge demand from new people moving into the market.
Absolutely.
Right? So we, back in 2014, saw that trend and said, we want to go start developing land to then sell to builders like Lennar, the largest publicly traded builder in the nation. And everything's been working out according to plan. And so those investors that came to the table and loaned us the money to go buy the land and put in the infrastructure, the roads, the plumbing, the electrical, all the stuff that's needed to build a subdivision, right, and then start selling lots off to the builders, all those investors pooled together money, loaned us that money in a private money lending program through a commercial lender. And now today we are selling lots. We are dispersing those lots to Lennar and some other large national builders. And so those investors that got in with us back in 2014, they've been collecting, I believe with that deal, they were getting from their lender 8.5% fixed on that money annually. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Super passive, right? And now everything's proving out to where the builders are buying the lots, taking them down in a takedown schedule. I mean, it's like a 550 lot development, right? And as those lots are bought off, we are starting to pay back the debt, which is our investors. So not only did they get that 8.5%, look, everything worked according to plan, and they're getting that initial investment back.
And you can't stress enough the lack of inventory right now in Texas. And it's crazy because it's in every market. It's in every metropolitan market.
You can't drive down the road without seeing construction on homes.
Yeah, it's cranes everywhere. You got bulldozers everywhere. And it's just really because of the supply and demand is just at an all-time high right now. Organizations are moving in. You got more jobs coming into this area. And people ideally have a lot of money to spend. Right. And as long as interest rates kind of stay where they're at, right, it's going to continue. And what's funny about it is as interest rates even start to grow, it may slow down a little bit, but the show will keep on going. People are in the buying mode right now.
So I have a question, and I think on this show we can be real with people. I think talking about money can be a little sensitive. So somebody is retired, they have an IRA, maybe they want to do the self-directed IRA like you guys have been talking about, or 401k, and they're thinking, okay, I like the sound of this. Maybe I do want to invest in real estate. How much money, if they want to be conservative, would you advise them to start out with?
It's what I like to ask a lot of my investors that come to me is let's make this experience tangible, right? Let's make this tangible. How much money would you be willing to put into an investment that's not going to keep you up at night, right? And let them tell you. It's not really it's a specific number. On the private money lending
zone, yeah.
On the private money lending side, I will say that in next week we're going to have one of my commercial brokers on the phone that's talking about private money lending opportunities. But I know from their aspect for like a large single family residential development, like I just gave that example, he's going to want a minimum of $50,000. I would say, to get into that deal, because the issue is you don't want a bunch of people coming in with $20,000, $15,000 here and there where you have a very large syndication, right? So we want just $50,000 probably bare minimum on a private money lending opportunity.
Yeah, and then there's ratios too. I always tell people, it's a matter of what you're comfortable with. I personally don't like for people to just invest it all, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a matter of what you feel, what you're good with. Like if you're okay with it, if you're a risk taker at this point, go for it. The difference here is the risk is sitting across from you, on the dirt. So it's a matter of the due diligence that you do, and how comfortable you are. And then when you bring people like John to the table that have a track record or the track record that they have, that should help ease some of your concerns. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And then from a title perspective, of course, our fiduciary duty is to keep everybody honest. We're going to make sure the monies go where they're supposed to go, specifically during the transaction. And after that, you'll have somebody that can kind of steward you on into a successful home ownership.
Sounds good. All right, John and Johnny, thank you so much. You are listening to the Real Estate Cowboys radio show. Coming up, we're going to take some questions from our listeners. In the meantime, head to our website, realestatecowboysdfw.com. We have all of the links and information to what we've been talking about today. Also, while you're there, take our investor quiz. Find out what type of investor you are. We'll be right back.
Attention beach lovers, discover how affordable it can be to own a luxury beach home or your own private island in breathtaking Belize. The New York Times recently rated Placencia, Belize as one of the top places to visit. It is possible to own a luxury villa, condo, or a private island for a fraction of the cost you might think. Belize is becoming one of the top places for Americans to retire abroad. It is full of majestic beauty from the beaches to the mountains and the Barrier Reef. Find out how their islands came to be featured on HGTV's Island Hunters and how you can leverage your retirement funds to own a piece of paradise. If you've ever considered owning a luxury beach home or your own private island, contact American Real Estate Investments today to learn more or book a trip to see for yourself on one of their upcoming Discover Belize tours. Space on these tours is limited. Call today, 214-669-6106, or visit the website at areibelize.com.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Cowboys radio show. We've been talking today about self-directed IRAs, and we have some questions from our listeners. So the first one is coming from Michael K., and he says, I already have a financial advisor. Can I still do a self-directed IRA and keep my investment account? It's a great question.
Yeah, absolutely you can. I think that you should have your financial advisor be a part of this process because they can kind of help you analyze whether or not the deal is good or bad. At the end of the day, it's about return on life. From a financial advisor's perspective, it's about the return on your money, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, your financial advisor might not be a specialist in setting up a self-directed account, but obviously let your financial advisor know what you're going to be doing with your money and just let him know.
It's all a part of your portfolio.
Or her.
Right.
Or
him
her.
or her, yes, of course. This is what I plan on doing. I plan on taking some money out and putting it into a real estate investment or a private money lending opportunity. And if he's a good financial advisor and has your best interest at heart, he should definitely promote that because you're diversifying your portfolio. But, there's specialists that do that, and Ben Williams is one of those guys. And so I would definitely recommend working with a person who's very informed on how to set up these self-directed accounts and do it the right way.
Okay, so the next question is coming from Kevin C. He lives in Allen. So he says, I actually have a rental property. It's been very successful. I'm thinking about buying some real estate with my retirement money. Is that a good idea right now with the real estate markets? I guess he's saying with the prices increasing here. You're seeing higher prices, or he wants to know if he should wait.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a question I receive a lot. And what I'm going to say is basically what I see in the market daily. And what I see is 400 people a day moving into the DFW market, 400 people a day moving into the Houston market, and 1,200 people a day moving into Texas as a whole. So as long as there's demand for property, prices are going to at least be stable or increase. We still are behind the 8 ball in terms of inventory on the market.
Absolutely.
And that is because of the crash that we went through, where builders just did not build anything for 3 or 4 years. So you also have to look at the businesses that continue to move into the DFW area and Texas as a whole.
Yeah.
Dallas-Fort Worth, Dallas, is on that list of 20 companies that Amazon could choose to move in and have their HQ.
And they've been here. I know from being on the news side, they're coming to look at North Texas.
Exactly. So let's say Amazon does plan to plant their flag here for their second headquarters. That's 50,000 more jobs. And then think about all the service jobs that are going to spin off of that, right? And that's 50,000 people, I believe, that make $100,000 or more.
Yeah.
So when you look at a situation like that, then no, it's definitely not too late to buy. And there definitely is a lot of room for growth in a market like DFW in Texas.
And there's so many companies moving in. It's not just Amazon. I wouldn't even stop there. I think there's great safety right now in buying homes because the demand is high and the supply is low. That is a great combination.
Okay, so John, I have a quick question. So piggybacking on Kevin's question, if say somebody does have rental properties, obviously you want to have those in abundance, but is there ever a good time to sell those?
Absolutely. Right now would be a good time to sell them. I mean, prices are, back at an all-time high. I believe it's still a good time to buy, but I also believe it'd be a good time to sell for an investor who maybe wants to take that money and diversify it into another investment opportunity, maybe a private money lending opportunity. Maybe if they want to put some money back in the stock market's been doing pretty well. But if they want to sell to go then buy more properties with that money, if you're buying outside of an IRA or 401k and have access to Fannie Mae financing with the 20% down, yeah, that's a good idea. If you're an IRA investor that is holding real estate in that self-directed account right now, you can't qualify for that finance. So I don't think it'd be a good move to sell your properties to then go buy more at the value that they're currently at, if that makes sense.
You're swapping money.
Right.
Yeah, it's no gain in it.
Exactly.
All right, John and Johnny, fantastic advice. And now it is time for one of my favorite parts of the day, Johnny Collins' weekly words of motivation. Johnny, take it away. What are people learning?
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. You know what? I have a life coach, and one of the things he's really big on is metacognitive. That's when you think about what you're thinking about. And one of the things that John and I really want to do with this radio show is get people thinking in a different fashion. People thinking about making money versus watching their money lose money. Does that make sense? You want to position yourself with tangible assets that are going to help you grow. I love what Socrates says. He says, I can't teach you anything, but I can make you think. The thing that's so great about real estate is that you can take real estate truly and make it your own. If you find someone like John that's going to give you a platform to get involved in a turnkey product, and you just continue to do that, and you do it as many times as possible, and you look up 10, 15 years down the road, and you've created an empire that's going to provide you the opportunity to go live the way you want to live in retirement, or you know what, maybe it'll provide you the opportunity to live the way you want to live while you're still working. Whatever it may be, it is your opportunity to do what you want to do. Real estate has given so many people the opportunity to do whatever it is their hearts desire. We often talk about limiting beliefs and making sure that as adults, we don't put limitations on our children's dreams. What I've learned is it's up to me to make sure that I tell my baby girl and my son that whatever it is that you want to do, don't worry about the money. Daddy will take care of that. Mommy and daddy will take care of that. You go do what you want to do. And a lot of that, for me, is coming from the real estate industry. So we want to make sure that people know real estate is not just a place where guys that have random commercials and get on radio shows and talk crazy, make money. It's a place where you can make money. The person who considers themselves average and ordinary, you can make money in this business. Go to our website, realestatecowboysdfw.com, take the test, figure out where you fall in the matrix, and let us help you. Can you do that? I hope so.
Yeah, Johnny, powerful message. Just to kind of, elaborate on that, the reason why we're doing this show, the Real Estate Cowboys, yes, I love real estate. Yes, I love the Dallas market. Yes, I love Houston and the Texas market as a whole. But, this show's to also, empower our listeners to take that step to, take control of their financial future. And real estate has always been a tool for people to do that.
Sure.
Real estate really has made more regular people wealthy than any other investment option out there. And so all we're trying to do is just give you the education to take effective action. We're trying to give you the tools and the knowledge to make an informed decision on if this is something that you'd like to do or not. And so on our website, realestatecowboysdfw.com, we have a lot of information there. You could go back and listen to past podcasts, educational videos, informational packets on how to get started with single-family investing, single-family rentals, how to get started with private money lending, how to get your first vacation rental. And, the show, we really try and advocate, leveraging other people, honest people, good teams to make this a more passive experience for you because, I do active real estate investing myself. I flip homes. I buy these rental properties and deliver them to my my investors.
You've even done a little interior decorating.
Yeah, I've done it all. I mean,
I need an interior decorator soon.
Yeah, I just finished up a $2 million house here in Highland Park where I did the entire, design of the finish out of the property, and it was almost a year-long process. So all we're trying to do is basically just accelerate that process for our investors by allowing them to leverage our skills, our expertise, our knowledge in this space. And that's why this show is just completely designed around, real estate investing, but real estate investing passively, because what do we like to say? What is your return on life?
Awesome.
All right, Johnny, thank you guys so much. An incredible show today. So next week, we are going to have a really special guest on here. We're going to talk to Brian Grantham. He's a commercial real estate broker who specializes in private money lending. In the meantime, we ask that you head to realestatecowboysdfw.com. John, you love this quiz. A lot of people have been going there and taking it. They can find out exactly what type of investor they are. Just take the quiz, figure it out. Maybe you're one, maybe you're all three. Take it for fun. People like quizzes. So again, the website is realestatecowboysdfw.com. You guys have a great day.
Get your cowboy hat on and talk passive income investing in the real estate market in North Texas every Sunday morning at 8 here on KRLD with your experts, John Larson and Johnny Collins, and your host, Amanda Guerra.
The preceding was a paid commercial program paid for by American Real Estate Investments, LLC, and does not reflect the opinions or advice of KRLD or Intercom Media Corporation.